Hello again, and welcome back to Smite Match of the Day. Today we're using Playing with Fire. It's an Agni only arena. You can see the flavor text here. Choices. Okay, to show you, here are his stat summary. Yeah, it's not a bad summary compared to other MOBAs. And here we have his passive. After hitting with 4 basic attacks, his next attack, Flame Will or Rate of Fire, will add a debuff. What makes him really interesting is his Rate of Fire. I'm not sure if you can read it this fast, but basically, every 20 seconds he gains a halo. Whenever he gains a halo, he goes through and he can cast his ult. So yeah, he's basically a charge-based character. But once you expend all the charges, you actually have to wait the full minute to regain them all, or 20 seconds each. Which is actually like one of the shortest cooldowns in the game, I believe. But at the same time, it's meant to be spammed more than not. But we'll see how that plays out as we progress.
Time to burn.
Okay, we got everything out. Now, of course, I'm going to be going with the cooldown reduction. It's my normal go. As you can see here, you have my halo count, and you have my passive count. So his number 1 is a fire on the ground, no big deal. His 2, he breathes fire, and his 3, he dashes. Pretty much all standard.
Minions have spawned.
As you can see, the flames down on the bottom left above my character portrait start going up, and once I and once they hit 4 superpowers.
An enemy has been slain.
Let's see here. Now I'll check out which one I'm going to start leveling first, or in a second. I'm cool with him dying like that. So, as you see, once I press 4, I start getting halos. And they have a small timer on them that shows you when I get my next one.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
One thing, it's really nice to have cooldown reduction on this guy, because he's a spam character. And let's see, 40% of 20 is about 8 seconds. So
an ally has been slain.
yeah, basically you rock 8 seconds and you can cast a meteor crash every, well,
An enemy has been slain.
Okay, anyway, sorry, I haven't leveled these up
You
actually.
have been slain.
So as you can see here, Flame Wave is the one that buffs, and it also lowers its cooldown to go for it. The other ones just increase damage, which is great, but I'm gonna max Flame Wave first, simply because physically gets better over time. That is one thing with Smite that you actually do have to take into consideration. For example, one of my favorite Smite characters, Bakasura. I mean, of course you can do a standard MOBA leveling base with him, but the way I like to level him is, of course, get a little bit of everything first. But, then you... Let's see, which one should I... I'm gonna max out that. I'm gonna throw that around more often. But, I like to max out his eat first. Simply because the higher it is, the faster you can eat, and the more it heals you. And being healed is extremely useful. Especially when you're an assassin, having some form of recovery could be the difference between a pentakill and a not a kill.
An enemy has been slain.
Actually going to start working on my rod first because I don't really have a reason to go for life steal. I mean, other than survivability.
An ally has been slain. Killing spree.
Won't hit me counterproductively not to build life steal early.
Ignite. An enemy has been slain.
But anyway, as I was saying, when I build Bakasura, I will, after I, of course, get a level in everything, I will actually go and max out my 2, my eat, and then max out my 3, his blades. Because taking his 1 or his 4 it does not have a proper increase scale. His ultimate increases the mana cost to cast it.
An enemy has left the game.
And pretty much the only benefit is you get a slow. But as an assassin character, you're naturally faster than most other characters. And the way I build him, some of the items I have for him are innate attack or innate movement speed. So, at least the way I build him, he's naturally faster than just about every other character. Every other character in the game. So I find that slowing them down more than 20% is not actually necessary.
Double kill.
Dang it.
You have been slain.
Feels kind of stupid for that. But anyway, as you can see, with my cooldown reduction maxed out, 12-second cooldowns, at this stage I'm dead for 30 seconds. I have all 3. I wasted all 3 of my halos before I died. They're all back by the time I'm up. Which can be extremely useful if they're sieging the gates. You can't really see it from here. Because you can just drop your ult on the other side. Because let's say I can just drop an ult and take out an entire minion wave. But I'm sorry, I was talking. But like I was saying with Bakasura, since it doesn't increase the damage or any of those factors, you can legitimately ignore leveling his ult after, like after grabbing it until the end with no backlash. And the same with his jump. At least in my opinion, his jump, like, leveling his jump increases the amount of damage it does, which is really good. That jump is an extreme damage dealer. In fact, it is probably one of the best finishers for someone who can outrun you. But at the same time, the problem with that is that, well, yeah, you're finishing someone off who's outrunning you, but it costs more to cast it the higher it gets, and as well as your initiation, it is also your escape utility. So if that raises in mana cost, it means you're less likely to have the spare mana to be able to cast it if you need it. That and the way it used to be, it actually used to be much more powerful, at least in my opinion. You could jump on somebody and you would lower the amount of damage they would do. So by jumping on somebody, you'd actually be protecting your team. You could actually protect your team. The God Spotlight, for example, shows shows Bakasura jumping on a Ymir, who basically has like the big AoE charge ability, like a Nunu from League of Legends, or I can't think of any of the other MOBAs versions. I'm sorry. I've played League of Legends for years. It's like I did play Dota 2 and Dota 1 and all those, but it's kind of one of those things that my standard reference guide is League of Legends. But yeah, as I was saying, it's a big charge, and it's pretty much one of those, if you get caught in it, you're probably dead, and if you're not dead, you're probably not getting up for a while. Let's see here. I think I'm going to start building just power. Actually, I'm going to go for a slow. But yeah, so it was great back then because you could jump on them and it would be like, well, reduces the damage they do by X amount. So you'd want to level that up and get that really strong so that you can jump on people and literally save your team from death. But now it lowers their protection, and it lowers it by a set amount. So at level 1, it's literally just as strong for lowering their protection as it is at level 5. And if you're jumping on someone just to lower their protection, the extra damage doesn't matter. Be like, oh, no, I'm just jumping on you so when I cut you with my swords it hurts you more. Well, then why do you care if it deals 10 damage or 20 damage? You're not wanting it for that. You're wanting it for the, I'm going to do 5 more damage on every time I stab you for the next X seconds.
An enemy has been slain.
Screw it. Charge. And pretty much with this one, I have about the same as the jump for Bakasura. Leveling it up at the end is great. It makes it stronger, makes it better to use. But, let's see here. I want something strong.
An enemy has been slain.
But yeah, like I was saying. But for the most part, it's a great attack, but it's probably safer to use it as an escape. For the simple fact that it's a great escape. Come on, guys, avenge me. Oh, sweet, we won. Here, I'm going to let you go ahead and watch his windscreen. And these pretty much repeat. Well, they do exactly repeat. But they're kind of interesting. Here it shows the accolades, but you've probably seen all this stuff before. Look at the score screen. And finally, damages. I had no mitigation of damage. But man, was I toasting the creeps. And I had the highest gold per minute in the game. Sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at this. So I hope you had fun and enjoyed, and have a nice day.